Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we are actually going to be trying to draw Tom Nook. That was one of the characters that I had originally said, oh, there's no way I'm going to draw Tom Nook. I don't like Tom Nook that much. But you know what? It's Animal Crossing. We're doing Animal Crossing characters. I might as well try to draw Tom Nook. I don't know why I'm starting with the eye. I almost never start with the eyes. So I did do something that I had done previously just to save a little bit of time for the, oh my gosh. Just to save a little bit of time as far as the video goes, I sketched it out in my sketchbook beforehand. So I'm kind of just tracing over what I've already done. It's easier for me to sketch out ideas first into my sketchbook and then put them into digital format a lot of the time. I'm getting better about it, and I've definitely learned a lot by starting some pieces from scratch digitally, but I'm not feeling it today. I just went with the easy path for me, which is fine, because it's still not cheating. I'm still just tracing over my own art. Ew, why did the ear look like that? It's still my own art. I'm not cheating. I'm not taking anybody else's art and tracing over that instead. So it's okay. And I really don't have anything against Tom Nook. He always seemed really shady to me. And I'm not sure why. It could be the fact that, you end up stranded on his island and, okay, now you owe me money because you're stranded on my island, and I don't know. Seems a little sketch to me. And look at those eyes. Look at those shady, half-closed eyes. Something just seems shady about him to me. But I try to make him as cute as possible and not look shady, because I don't want him to look shady. Because this is my drawing and I'm going to interpret him however I want to. It's a little bit too squared off. I did play around with a lot of different haircuts because Tom Nook doesn't give you a whole lot to work off of as far as his humanized form, I guess? Human form, I like that sound better. But, whoa. But I tried to make it as fun as I could. And as least scary as I could, I guess. We're gonna go with that. I don't know why. I always save the eyes for last. I really could not tell you why I do that. It's just kind of how I've always drawn people. It could be that I like doing the eyes the most, and so it's kind of one of those save the best for last ideas. I really could not tell you for sure. And much like Isabelle, Tom Nook is going to be one of those characters that you're going to see no matter which game you've played. It doesn't matter who you have on your island or what visitors come and go. And actually, I think New Horizons is the only one where you can get visitors to your island as far as other villagers go. You may get like a special event visitor, but I'm pretty sure that's a new thing to New Horizons. I was watching a video by Jaden Animations, who if you guys don't know, don't follow, I would definitely recommend go checking her out. She has a really cool page. She's a lot of fun to watch. But she was talking about how she had just never gotten into Animal Crossing. It was just never one of those things she played. She played Pokemon. So her first introduction to Animal Crossing was New Horizons. But she did end up playing a couple of the older games and just realized how different, I guess, the new game is versus some of the older games. And I guess a little bit less forgiving. She talks about this one villager that she had. I don't remember. I think she was a pig. I think the villager was a pig. And she was just like really mean and really brutal to Jaden. And that's not at all how villagers are in New Horizons. And just kind of the the difference, I guess, in the games and the different generations of this game, or iterations, I suppose. My husband has played other Animal Crossing games. I have not. New Horizons is still the only one that I have played. I would be interested in trying to play some of the other games, but we don't have our GameCube set up at the moment. It's in our closet because we don't have a good place to put it, just because we have other consoles already plugged up into the TV, and the TV can only take so many consoles being plugged into it at once. Turn up the stabilization just a little bit more, I think. But anyway, I would love to play some of the other games. I just haven't yet. Excuse me. Still getting over a cold that I had several months ago. I don't know. It takes me longer to get over things, I guess, now than it used to. So, pocket protector. I know some artists absolutely hate doing line art, which I can kind of understand where they're coming from, but personally, I love doing the line art. That's one of my favorite things to do when drawing. And I think everybody has their favorite and least favorite aspect of drawing, but to be able to draw something, you kind of have to do all of it. You can't just pick and choose to do one of the things and not the other ones. I take that back. You absolutely can, but you're going to come up with a lot of half-finished art pieces if you try to do that. Since this is for his eyelet, I'm going to go with a little bit smaller of a line, just because I don't want it to be as bold as his lash line. Lash line? Lashes? Sure. I don't know what I'm talking about. My husband and I are talking about going on the road and traveling some, and I don't know what that's going to look like if I'm going to try to continue to record, but I'm going to do my best to record still. I may be able to bring my nice drawing tablet, which is what I'm on right now. I may settle for my iPad and Apple Pencil, which I do really like, don't get me wrong, I love my iPad and Apple Pencil, but I would much rather use this than those, just because I got a little bit nicer features. I do have Clip Studio on this, and the weird thing with Clip Studio is I bought the official version, whatever, for my iPad. I'm sorry, let me stop. I bought the official version for my computer, but you can't transfer that account to your iPad. Instead, if you want to use it on your iPad as well, you have to have a paid subscription. And I opted out of the subscription version so I could just pay for it the one time. I think it's like $5 a month if you do the subscription on your computer. It was like $50 for one-time use, or for one-time purchase rather. And again, don't quote me on these numbers. I may be totally wrong on these numbers. They may have changed the price since then. But anyway, it frustrated me, I guess, that I couldn't use it, the same one on my iPad that I have on my computer. Which I guess makes sense, because if I have a best friend who wants to also use Clip Studio, and I buy an account with them, she could then kind of bum off of my account, I guess, if I gave her my login. But you could also do like a Spotify thing where it can tell that, hey, you're using this on another device. You can't use it on both devices at the same time. But I digress. I'm not paying for the subscription, at least yet, for Clip Studio. If we go long term on the road, I may end up doing that, just because I do really like Clip Studio. I like the format. I like the program. I really like it. But we'll see. I may just end up using Procreate, because Procreate is one of those apps that is a one-time purchase. Because I would much rather have a one-time purchase kind of thing than a subscription. Because even if I stop using it, I'm going to forget about the subscription and just keep charging for it, or keep paying for it rather. What am I doing with these eyes? I don't like this. I'm just going to do it like that. I don't know what I was trying to do with the eyes. Trying to do something funky, I guess. But I am not feeling that today. Especially not for Tom Nook. Okay, he's looking the wrong way. I don't want him to be looking that way. I want him to be looking at the viewer. He at least, I think, looks a little bit less shady if he's looking straight at you than if he's looking just a little bit away from you. There, that looks a little bit better. And we'll see if I'm able to record on the road or not. There, I think that looks better. Because obviously, being able to upload on the road might be a little bit more difficult. I don't know what it's going to look like as far as trying to upload things with YouTube, having Wi-Fi, not having Wi-Fi. I don't know what that's going to look like. Once again, that's a little bit too orange, I think, for a skin tone. You know what? I'm going to blend it. So we have a lot of highlights and lowlights here. And to avoid just getting the one or the other, I'm going to blend it right here in the middle a little bit. I'm on the wrong layer. No wonder it's not doing anything. And that way, we kind of get a mix of everything. So we're not just picking the dark shadows or the bright highlights. That, I think, is a little bit truer interpretation of his fur and what I'm going to be using as a skin tone here. So for line art, I love having the stabilization on. It helps to just steady out your lines a little bit. But whenever I'm coloring something in, I don't want that because I'm on the wrong layer again. Oh my goodness. I'm the queen of drawing on the wrong layers, guys. But having the stabilization on while coloring something in, it just makes it a little bit slower. It's not exactly what I'm wanting. I want to go a little bit faster with coloring stuff in. And that, again, is just my 2 cents. That's how I like to do things. If there's a right and wrong way, I definitely don't know it. I had seen that you can do your line art on one layer, turn on reference layer. Oh no, please don't crash. Oh, that's always scary. Whenever it just starts spinning and it doesn't let you respond and you haven't saved in a little while. That's, oh gosh. I just don't want to have to deal with that. I may cry if it crashes. No, I would cry if it crashed. I'm not even sure what I was talking about before that. I thought about trying to incorporate the pinkness inside of his ears, but I'm not really sure how I could tie that in unless I just use it like as a really bright blush. But I don't know if that would look really weird. It may look like he tried to apply way too much blush on at home or something. You know, my husband and I were actually talking about guys and wearing makeup and should guys wear makeup or not. And honestly, I don't see anything wrong with a guy wanting to wear makeup. There are actors who put on makeup all the time. So why is it so much different if a guy on the street wants to put on makeup? Like, I don't understand what the big deal is, I guess, about it. I love to wear makeup. And especially if I've got something on my face. If I've got acne really bad or something. It just helps me to feel a little bit more confident to have that covered up. So why can't a guy do that? But I digress. We will not put makeup on Tom Nook today, because I don't think Tom Nook would wear makeup. I think he would be too concerned about how many bells it costs to do makeup consistently. But that, again, is just my 2 cents. I could see other Animal Crossing characters wearing it if they ever sold it on the island. You know, I don't think I've ever seen makeup sold as a item in the little shop. I've seen a nail art set, but that's probably about as close as I've seen anything to that. You guys may also notice that I don't have a background, which personally I prefer to not have a background. Oh shoot. Because if I'm doing a lighter color like this, it's really hard to see where you have and have not colored in. But with this transparent background, you kind of get this grid in the background, and it's pretty easy for me to tell then where I have and have not colored in, like that spot right there that I missed. It would be so much harder for me to try and find that if the background was completely white. Let's use, I guess, this color right here, or his hair color, which I think is the same color as this. Yeah, that's pretty much the exact same color. Because he's not going to have, the human is not going to have fur, but he will have hair on his head. I'm having such a hard time with English today. English is just such a difficult language to begin with. And I really do admire people who don't have English as their first language but can still speak and understand English. Because English is really a hard language to understand and to learn. It doesn't make a lot of sense, just as far as the rules go. Because the rules bend and break so many times. Like, I'm sure you guys have heard the famous I after E except before C, which is so stupid because it's very often not true. Just think of the word weird. That's a really weird rule. The E goes first, not the I. And weird and weed should almost be spelled the same, but they're not. English just, because English has stolen so many words, so many idioms from other languages, we have a lot of the rules from other languages. And sometimes they exclude each other, which doesn't make a lot of sense to people who don't grow up speaking English. So, all that to say, I can't speak English right now, but kudos to people who learn English as a second language. This little vest is so cute. My husband will wear vests sometimes, and I think he's so cute in vests. Granted, I probably think my husband would be cute in almost anything. There we go. My little sister actually got into wearing vests, and she looks super cute in them too. I think most people will probably look cute in vests. Not like bulletproof vests, but I don't know, I guess you can make those look cute too if you wanted to. Those are just a little bit bulkier than what I would think you should wear on a day-to-day basis. Unless, you know what, if you want to wear bulletproof vests as part of your aesthetic, go for it. Who am I to judge fashion? I'm currently in sweatpants and an oversized shirt. I don't know what fashion is. My sense of fashion comes exclusively from Pinterest and what I can find at the thrift store. And Hot Topic. There is a new store that's a lot like Hot Topic, but it's called Box Lunch. And it's super, super cute. It's like Hot Topic, but I guess like less black. I don't know. It's really, really cute in there. They've got all sorts of anime merchandise. They've got Disney merchandise. But they don't have as many, like, metal band t-shirts, I guess. Like, just band shirts in general, really. Because Hot Topic was where I would always go for my MCR t-shirts. And Mayday Parade and Panic at the Disco. And, you know, all the goodies. Box Lunch doesn't really have that, but it does have really cute, like, Sailor Moon merchandise, which I love Sailor Moon. Ooh, maybe I should draw Sailor Moon, the Sailor Guardians, as a little series on my channel. Because you know what? It's my channel. I don't have that many followers right now. I think I just hit 5. Whoopie-doo. So I can do whatever I want to do. I don't even have people commenting on my videos yet, so I can just draw whatever I want to draw. And I will have fun with it. Oh shoot, you know what? So if I make a little mistake, I'm really bad about just hitting the undo button. But by hitting the undo button, I often erase far more than what the mistake was. So a lot of times it's better just to go in with an eraser and try to fix the mistake. He's got a red little tie. There's not a lot of shadow, so I'm going to try to pick that color, I think. What is that color? I think that's a pretty good red. Okay. Red ties are just so iconic. I should wear a red tie sometime. My husband actually got married in a red bow tie. It was like burgundy, but it was pretty red. I don't know, bow ties I think are cuter than neckties, just because, maybe they're because they're not as used as much. And I also feel like you can get more fun patterns on a bow tie than you typically see on a necktie. But, on the other hand, there's so many freaking neckties out there. Maybe you can find just as cute neckties as you can regular ties. Or bow ties, rather. There we go. I think he's just got a... Is that a dark gray? Yeah. That's pretty much just a dark gray for his pen. Pen. We've realized lately that I say pin and pen the same way. I have a very hard time saying anything different if I'm talking about a pin or a pen. So my husband likes to tease me about it to no end. We are almost done. We're going to give him those blue eyes. His eyes almost look sad now that I'm really looking at him. I hope he's not sad. That'd be really... Well, it'd be really sad. That's pretty much just a pure white. Yeah. So I'm going to take that down just a little bit. Because most of the time in our eyes we don't actually have pure white. We have kind of a bluish off-white. Sorry about that. I had to take a phone call real quick. But yeah, most of the time, if you look into your eyes, you don't have that pure white. The pure whites are typically left for the highlights. And even then, a lot of times they aren't pure white, but I like to make them pure white for the highlights, and it just stands out a little bit more if you don't use the pure white as the back of the eye. Those all have official names, but I really don't know what they are. Never my area of expertise. I probably should know more about that than I do. I was homeschooled growing up, and my mother was really against us learning anatomy because in most anatomy books, at some point or another, has a naked person in them. That was my mother's entire reasoning for not letting us learn anatomy growing up, which I feel like I should have learned more anatomy than I did. I am obviously vaguely familiar with like the bones and the organs, but a lot of it I think I missed out on, I guess. Which there's definitely right and wrong ways to homeschool. I want to homeschool my kids one day. But the way it was done with me, I think, was a very wrong way of doing it. But once again, I digress. A little bit of definition to the eyes. Okay, and so for the sake of the video, I'm actually going to end it here. I am going to continue this, so if you want to see the completely finished version with shading and blush and maybe a little bit more detail into his vest over here, you can check it out on my Instagram, which is the same name as what you see over here on YouTube. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!